do they employ to write this change, make the most out of it, and of course give the best out of it. Give the best out of it. What are the strategies?
Let me talk about the organization.
Yeah.
The first practical thing the organization needs to do is that they need to align, they need to make one, they need to harmonize their leadership team.
Okay.
They need to personally change, model change. They personally have to transform. And they have to walk the talk. That's number one. We have this, your daughter is learning the social technology to learn how to create teams that are developed through team building, through a program.
Right.
Then they need to lead change with the critical mass. And we do that in a large group of events of 300 to 500 people, all in the same room, having the same conversation created by them. And then we have a process to try and sustain that long term.
So let's go back to the executive team changing first.
Yeah.
First, no?
Yes.
And those are individuals. Sometimes they're
Yes.
5, sometimes they're 7, and sometimes a larger number,
Yes.
depending on the size of the organization. So how does that each individual, because they may be a system within themselves, how does a human being change himself first? Steps.
By having a CEO or executive leader model change. This IBM report says that competition must be turned into partnership. I worked with some of the top executive teams in the world.
Yeah.
They all are competing with each other for the top job.
Wow.
And they do cutthroat things and terrible things to each other. They've got to put that aside. And this IBM report says they've got to learn how to become partners. And they should no longer get rewarded for how well they do in their stream of business, but how well they are able to model a borderless partnership as a team.
Wow. So thus their worldview needs to change.
Absolutely.
So from a world that is scarce and small and,
Yes.
and petty, it needs to expand and become abundant first.
Absolutely.
So that would be step one for
Yes.
the leadership of any
Yes.
organization to believe that whatever they are aspiring for
Yes.
is available and ready.
Yes.
It's not scarce. The resources are not scarce.
Right.
Am I right?
You're
in
absolutely
concluding
right.
that? Fine.
Yes.
Boy, so
Except the top executive at IBM said there's going to be a big battle coming in corporate America and corporate world, because no longer is society going to allow the big executives to make the big money.
Oh boy, that probably after Enron that's already stopped, or it's on the way out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we have to now, as executives, serve the country. Our stakeholder is no longer the stock market. It's the happiness of the people in the organization. It's the customer, it's the country, it's the planet.
It's the planet.
And Asia leads far beyond the West in that value statement.
What are the good reasons for Asia to be needed? What are the...
You have the resources. I just was in Indonesia. You have the richest rainforest in the world. In the Philippines, I am eating your raw foods from the wilds.
Sushi.
Because they no, not sushi. I don't even know what you call it. It's green stuff.
The fish,
Duran.
the raw fish.
No, I don't eat raw fish. Duran, the coconuts. You have resources here that are incredible. But most important, what Asia has, I believe, is they have a value foundation of goodness. And this IBM report says, now organizations are going to be led by values.
Heritage, old wisdom,
Yes,
old
wisdom,
civilization. So thus you're saying that in the last few hundred years, USA and European countries seem to be up ahead and leading the game. That was because of the fact that they were new. And now that this old civilization, the wisdom from old civilization surfacing, that's helping Asia today? Is that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Doc, very good. So I get it. So leadership first,
Yes.
right? And they must change their belief system,
Yes.
assuming that the world is the goal rather than the corporation or the
Yes.
individual. Now, how do these change leaders, or how do you and I, change facilitators, explain this to the stakeholders? Of course there are stakeholders, of course there is the whole organization and the community. How do we, what are your strategies for explaining this well?
That is a profound question.
It's a big question, I need to make my question small. Yeah.
I explain it by taking a very complex situation
Yeah,
and try to say it simply. How do I say it simply?
cite me an example.
First, you and I must be instruments of change. Number two, we must change. Every
We walk the
room.
talk, we walk the
We
talk.
walk the talk,
Right.
but I use myself and who I am, my values, my whole person to help change in whatever room I'm in.
Oh, okay.
That's a very practical thing.
Right.
And I also must first utilize the demonstration of that change in my family.
Right, so my
The
immediate
people
community,
close.
my immediate
Yes.
system. So I walk the talk,
Yes.
I walk into a group of people and I impress that
Yes.
talk. I
Yes.
impress the talk, and the first impression that I make that talk upon is my family.
Yes.
Those are 3 steps. Any other modes for a
Yes.
larger organization? How do I spread out? How do I cascade?
I believe there's a new movement now towards positive change,
Okay.
positive psychology.
Yeah.
So, as David Cooperrider says, my other only living guru.
My guru too. Yeah.
Yes, words matter. The words that you make a difference.
Mm.
And so I use positive images. I use positive conversation.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when I have the chance, I confront and I challenge.
Right. So thus every sound bite,
Yes.
every visual bite,
Yes.
every touch bite
Yes.
should become positive.
Yes.
That means I need to process it out inside of me before it gets expressed.
Right.
Would that be a step? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Now I've got another model for you. Simple.
No, let's cover challenge first. You said challenge it.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. How would I challenge it in case,
With courage.
okay,
I challenge it by helping make explicit my values. That's number one. Number two is I challenge by helping you and I have a conversation about aspiration or vision. Number three, I have courage to have those two conversations be directed towards making reality more effective. So let me say it simply.
yeah, yeah,
Values,
yeah,
aspiration,
yeah.
courage, increased effectiveness and excellence in reality.
4 points. Doc, I need to take a break because
Yes.
this was a head full for me, not just a mouthful for me. I need this to sink in.
Yes.
But I'd like you to cite me an example, simplify this last step on how to challenge a situation after the break. After the break. So let's take a break. We're talking to Professor Roland Sullivan of AODN, and he's an author, consultant. He's talking about leading change. Stay with me after this break. We come back and have him cite an example.